Hi, this is Jason Faulkner, aka Shop Weasel. Concerning the clamping feature of the cart, there's many options with that, and broadened potential depending on the knob style and selection of the clamping force that you can apply with it. I mean, theoretically, you can put a machinist vice handle on it and crack walnuts if you wanted, but under a normal design, you're looking to secure a universal load, whether it's totes, coolers, luggage, equipment. You're talking about the mid-road, so to speak, of ability. With a normal knob, it has adequate force to secure a tote, cooler, or luggage. Now, this front cord can easily be a strap, a ratchet strap even, but also design considerations can afford an adjustable, extendable inner lip that's manually adjusted to any degree out simply by lifting and turning it, much like a lockjaw plier, giving you a wide variation of odd load securement, whether it's a narrow load or, custom fit load lockability. That is an optional feature that I could develop for this cart, as ratchet straps or spring recoiled straps with a built-in lock, much like a seat belt. A lot of options, and that could be front and rear. So you can custom fit a small centralized load with the right features incorporated into the cart. These eye bolts can be attached any side on either of the posts. Also, a front optional carry handle can be incorporated in it for a two-man operation if you have a necessity to carry, let's say, a portable power hydraulic pump for emergency equipment. You can have it a two-man carry assembly incorporated into it. Also, I'll be right back. Also, under the cart provides plenty of room and storage ability for battery packs or storage compartments. You can have a glove box type compartment under the cart, or a full belly pan skid plate under the cart, or any number of skid options to cover the wheels and protect them from airdrops or rugged extreme terrains, or snow. You can turn it into a sled with just a cover applied to the bottom, which also expands into the ability of tethering carts together for excursions, sledding into the most remote areas. Either pull manually or by machine, whatever you're getting, where you're going with. So it is adaptable to be attached together so you can pull 10 carts at once, or 20, or 50, or 100, whatever. Same with airdrop ability. There's plenty of meat on the skeleton of this cart and structure to adapt any number of abilities. This carcass, this frame, is a special design that will resist extreme weather, whatever conditions. It's already built for, the maximum ability. It could be made in metal, but I don't like the ideal of an all metal cart for for volatility issues, and lightning and whatnot. Right now, it has a low footprint for conductivity, so I like this style, and heat resistance. This will endure and be more tolerable in rigorous extremes than an all metal cart, plus weight issues. Carbon fiber, I don't know. I'm not an expert on carbon fiber, except I know the fact that this can be made in carbon fiber and, reduce the weight in half, easily. Same with this. This is a metal uppers, but that can be aluminum, but, this is strong and very durable. I like the design the way it is myself. The only thing that I can improve on is finding the same compound that these are to put on these, and these are non-marking front and rear wheels. It's just a noise issue, like pushing it on the road when I go fishing. If I want to hear, a car or something coming over a hill, I'll push down on it, and it quietens the cart to where I can hear competently from far away. Whereas if the wheel was on the ground, you got noise. And it's not deafening noise, but you can, it just obscures your hearing. But if I had the front casters in this compound with all four wheels on the ground, you can quietly push it down the road, which is a consideration for any government needs where silence is required. I would definitely have this compound on these. And this is some tough material. This is the best wheel I've ever seen. And it's awesome. That's a nice wheel. I no matter the configuration, I would use this wheel if I had my choice. And I would have this on this. But this is a tough, strong, durable wheel also. I don't like an open bearing on the caster, but it is what it is. I mean, you can get a sealed bearing, I'm sure, to swivel the caster to keep sand and debris out. I'm not an expert on that neither. Definitely powder coated. This is not. This is painted. I would have this powder coated as these. The outside is powder coated on this, but not the inside. I would have both. The only other thing that I could say about the design is that I would port 2 holes to rapidly replace, or to make replacing this even easier, but it's not required. You just do need a special wrench, a special wrench to get to the inner bolt on this cross member. Or maybe it's this back. One of these bolts, you'd benefit from a port being applied to the beam or the block. But that's a minor issue. It isn't even really an issue, because if you use the correct procedure to replace this, it's quite simple to tighten the back nut on the bolt first, and then this outer one second. but it just makes it more easy, I guess, if there was a porthole there for you to do it. But that's not necessary. The lighting, obviously, is just a prototype. I've got the wires coming from underside. I would have a hole here and a hole there to have the wires come straight through, so the wire can't be damaged if you drag it over something and it cuts into the bottom here or drags into it. But that's simple. Same with the wiring. You know, I would definitely have a dedicated wiring channeling built into this frame. Being a prototype, it doesn't have that. Minor issues and quick connect replaceabilities. These are just soldered together wires. I would definitely have plugs to independently replace these, which are available commonly. You know, I just didn't have the exploratory funding to do that. Same with the wiring. You know, I would buy coil links of expandable wire that would run inside the channels, that would automatically retension itself. Instead of having the wire outside exposed, it would be inside the handle. This is just the prototype, so obviously it's on the outside of the handle. So there's room for improvement on the wiring for sure, but lots of options and features. Same with the braking. These are the basic common brakes, but there is much more elaborate braking options and features. And the last is, you know, I would definitely put a kickstand apparatus here, just a simple plastic, low profile, dialable. You know, you turn it and it pushes a kickstand out. So if you have a heavy force on the back handle suspended, and if you remove the front occupation area of its contents, that weight on the back won't become unbalanced. The weight that you have on your handlebar, which is capable of holding a lot of weight, but with a turn of a knob, if you anticipate that you're going to unload the front and you don't want to have to worry about unloading the handlebar area, you just turn it and it'll automatically stop. It'll have a stopper to secure the weight on the back. Simple feature, low cost, even slung against the back area here. You know, you just turn the knob and turn it till it stops. Then you're free to unload the weight if you have like a backpack on here and you don't want to have to waste your time unloading your backpack, which is simple. You press a quick release snap, your backpack unhooks, you lift it off. It takes a second. So, but if you don't want to unload that weight, because the ergonomics of this cart are beautiful, you can pull the cart behind you and never get heeled by it. You know, have your heel hit anywhere because it's coming out at a beautiful angle. That feature is irreplaceable. That ergonomic is very desirable. Love it, because I never heel myself when I'm using the cart, which causes injury, obviously, and or fatigue. You know, premature fatigue when you're using it. You know, if you get hit in the heel every time you try to use it, you're going to be fatigued within minutes. But being free from that, it gives you a very superior endurance if you're pulling the cart. It's awesome. Very fun. I love that. This is not compromisable. This has got to stay at that angle. So either deal with, if you know, and it's desirable to hang weight on here, a backpack especially. It's so handy. I love it. So it needs that feature, that cheap little addition of a kickstand, and it isn't a big deal at all. Very easily adaptable to this. As a front carry handle, you know, there's plenty of substance here to easily add a quick attach carry handle that would come up like a front bumper that they already use on a lot of stuff that we've seen adapted to products all over. But that would be desirable to turn it into a two-man operation, or just a front bumper, you know, like if you're pushing it through high, tall grass or debris or whatever, you know, help knock it over. But or just that heavy weight, like a hydraulic power pack unit in an emergency disaster area where you have to carry it up over a high obstacle. With two men, you know, one can easily grab the front, and the back, a guy can either lift it here or here. So that's very doable. I like the wing nut design here. It's solid, but you can put a quick release push button thing here to drop your handlebar down. So this gives you a full range of motion without being obtrused by the upper handle height. So you just push a button, it should drop down. Handlebar, I like this. There's obviously plenty of room here to add a lock. You know, so if you do go with a push button, if you're an emergency responder, you know, there can be various designs of a quick release, different mechanical clamping for the handlebar, but I like this. And I would recommend a pair of these with the cart at all times anyway, in case there was damage to it in a situation. A person has a fail-safe to fall back on to keep the cart in operation. There it is, the cart of America. And again, the electrical, this can hold a huge battery, a small battery, a medium battery. Anywhere on the cart, even underneath, can have a mega battery if you want, like for a command center operation in the field. You can slide a hunk of a battery in there, that's for sure, or several. Or put the quick attach belly pan on it and a trunk lid, and you can have storage for whatever, water, food, batteries, ammunition, medical supplies, whatever, equipment, electronics, you name it. Powered version is possible with this space also. I can make this powered in power drive, so that's there. These, obviously this is a prototype. I made these knobs, but again, you can put a machinist knob on there if you want, or a triangular knob, which will give you a superior strength advantage, or star knobs. Many feature options for the clamping mechanisms. And this adjustable lock, adjustable width lip that I can incorporate in this cart, any length of feature for a customizable width, even an inner self, you know, manual adjusting load procurement lip is easily done. This is all heavy duty stuff, by the way. And again, all these materials, except the wheels, are pre-government approved. This came out of off an ambulance stretcher originally, and I added this. Obviously, you tell by the difference. But even coming off a stretcher, this broke. The weld on this broke. I broke this. So, you know, really, I would like these welded completely shut. This can be metal also. It doesn't have to be aluminum. I like aluminum, obviously. Or you can leave it like this. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, if you want a little flex in the whatever your versatility requires. These, yeah, this can be push button release for whatever, but this is nice for totes or coolers. Just helps mitigate load placement. This can also be permanently cast into the design of the handle, any degree of height. I would recommend at least a minimal amount of it. Or these can be metal, aluminum, whatever, removable, whatever. It's got lots of options to be elaborately expanded or adapted to. A third hole here for a slide-in additional compartment post here with a seat with a hinged lid for an independent compartment for ice or water or bait or whatever a person needs in that front compartment. Electronics, who knows? Armor, I guess, yeah, you've got your front universal post here like these are. You can put an armor plate across the front, you know, Kevlar armor, dragon scale, whatever. Lights, I mean, if you want a hell of a light on the front, I guess you could put a drop-in light if you're trying to contact ET or see the moon or something, and put a hunk of battery underneath. You can have a light tower in this design. Really throw a hell of a light. Lasers, microwaves, whatever you want to use it for. Doesn't matter to me. I'm Jason Faulkner, aka Shop Weasel from East Tennessee, and this is the exciting, fabulous The Cart of America. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoy my video. If you need any additional information, feel free to contact me. If you are a viable interest that might need that information, feel free to contact me. Thank you.